What's up, guys? Crypto Muser here with your daily news and analysis in the crypto markets. Now, today I want to start off a video by showing you the dollar index, right? This is the power of the dollar. And it's very fun. This is blockchain backer, by the way. This is pretty crazy if you think about it. So inflation, this is the daily chart. So inflation has been going up, right? We're at a 40-year high, 8.5% inflation rate. You'd think the dollar would be going down, right? If inflation is going up, the power of the dollar should be going down. But that's not what's happening. See, the power of the dollar is going up because inflation is not just happening in the US, it's happening, everywhere around the world. But I guess the inflation is worse in other countries because the power of the dollar against other currencies like the euro, the yuan, and other ones around the world the dollar is more powerful against all those other currencies. So actually the DXY has been going up. Now, what happens when the DXY goes up? You usually have equities and crypto going down. So as the power of the dollar goes up, this chart goes up. This was starting, say, right here basically was the time when it really started going off. And that was right basically summer of last year. And that's exactly when we had the huge dump in the crypto market, right? And then we consolidated a little bit here, and that's when crypto went back for its all-time high. And then since then, the dollar has been going through the roof. And equities, obviously, we've seen the stock market plunging in the last 3 months or so. Crypto, same thing there. Now, the thing is that I'm seeing, and the way I look at the markets, I look at all different things. I'm a macro person. I look at all types of different things in the market, and then I make my judgments of what I think is going to happen in crypto. I don't just stick to crypto. I look at equities, I look at commodities, I look at everything, right? I try to get the big picture and then make my guesstimate of where the market's going. Now, if we're at an all-time high, basically, in the last 3 years or so, 4 years, in the dollar, you think it's going to keep going up? I mean, it could go a little bit further up, but at some point, this is going to come back down just like it did every other time it hit this area. And now what happened in this time right here? What happened in this time frame right here? That's 2017, 2018. That's the crypto bull run, right? What happened here? That's the last bull run we just had. Now, what do you think is going to happen here? Yeah, it could stay up here for a little bit, but at some point in time, this is going to fall back down, and I think that's when we're going to get our nice bull cycle, going into this year and into the end of this year. And then I think things will change a bit for sure at the end of the year. I definitely am bullish on this market, on the crypto market and the equities market, actually, in the coming months. I think we have I don't think Bitcoin will make another all-time high. I think Bitcoin will retrace and we'll have an alt season. And all those lagging alts that we've seen that didn't really do much in the last couple of years will finally have their time to shine. And look what we just had yesterday. So this is what happened to the dollar yesterday. This is a 1 hour chart, right? As the dollar crashed, basically, it was sitting at 103.4 and it crashed down to 102.5, a whole dollar, basically, or whole cent. It crashed down. And what do we have yesterday? We had a nice little day in both markets, and equities and the crypto yesterday. So I think I see more of this happening. It's not going to obviously come down all at once like this, but it will slowly make its way down, and crypto will slowly creep its way back up. And as Bitcoin makes its retrace back to the 702 retracement level at about 54, 56,000, you'll see those other lagging alts like XRP, XLM, Algorand, things that really didn't make their moves in the past bull cycle we just had a couple months ago. You'll finally see those coins to make their moves. And I've been saying this for a long time now, but everything is just kind of coinciding together. Like I said, we looked at the dollar. If you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum dominance, they're both at a resistance level where they could both drop, and that would give some power to the other altcoins, because Ethereum and Bitcoin have done their thing. They've both made their big moves. Ethereum was at like 160, 140, and it shot up to 5,000. That's a huge move. Bitcoin was at 4,000, 5,000, and it shot up to 60. Was it the high? 68,000. I mean, those were big moves. Bitcoin, Ethereum had their time to shine. Now it's up to those other coins. If you're a smart investor You get into the things that haven't made the move yet, right? You don't want to get into something that already, did their, 10x, 20x. You want to get into the ones that haven't done that yet, right? It's all about circulating your money into the coins that haven't, obviously not any coin. You don't want to get into shit coins and meme coins. I think that fad is done. But there's other strong, fundamentally strong coins out there that are screaming buy, if you ask me. I've been dollar cost averaging for the last, forever I've been dollar cost averaging, but especially in the last 3-4 months. Every dip that I see, I take a nibble, right? I don't put all my money in one place. I don't throw it all at one time, but I nibble when I see a big dip, when I see fear in the market. I'm throwing stuff at certain coins that I've, obviously been done steady research in for years. But, there's 4 or 5 coins that I basically have recurring buys, once a month. That's just the way I think. I'm always a long-term investor in all this. I've done, hours and hours of research into these tokens, so I know exactly where they're going. So I definitely recommend you guys, if you're going to get any investment, right, do hours of research before, right? Don't just blindly try to gamble in this market. That's how you get burnt. Do your research, study this market. Don't just study crypto market. Look at it at a macro level, right? Look at other markets, look at equities, look at the stock market, look at commodities, look at everything, because right now it's all, they're all working together, right? Until utility really comes in, because it's all speculation in the crypto market. Until utility actually comes in and we're more mature in this market, the equities and the crypto market will be very much correlated. So just want to give you a heads up there, but just wanted to give you where my head's at in all this, right? I believe that the next couple of months will be bullish for crypto and for the stock market, but be very, very careful, because at some point in time, by the end of this year, I think that we will have a major crash. And, that's just my opinion. Other people think that it won't happen, but I just think it's all lining up for a huge crash at some point in time. Maybe not the end of this year, maybe early next year, but it's happening. I'm like 99.9% sure. So be careful, do your research, and obviously not financial advice. So the next thing I want to show you guys, so this is John Deaton. This is so true. When I saw this, I was like, this just goes to show how confident Ripple is at the moment. So Ripple recently bought back its 200 million C funding it received for 300 million. While in the middle of an SEC lawsuit, Ripple just signed a multi-year lease on an entire building in San Francisco and is hiring 200 more people. All I can say is confidence is not an issue. Now, they're going through this huge lawsuit. You think if they thought if they had any chance of losing this lawsuit, that they would sign a 5-year, or it's 5 to 10 year lease with the I think that it's like 10 times bigger than their headquarters right now in San Francisco. So they're buying a huge building. They're hiring 200 plus more employees, and they're staying in the U.S. Do you think that shows confidence? Do you think that shows that they think they're going to win this lawsuit? And the crazy thing was, after I read this, right, then what happened yesterday? Chris Larson tweeted this out. Proud of my home state and the governor of California for taking an important step today to ensure the U.S. remains a place where blockchain and crypto can continue to thrive. Now, what happened yesterday? California governor issues executive order on crypto as state embraces digital currencies. California stepping into the game. This is, I talked about in my video yesterday how this was like this shouldn't be a bipartisan, this should be a bipartisan issue, but for some reason it's such a polarizing issue where Democrats are anti-crypto and Republicans are pro-crypto. It shouldn't be that way, right? Crypto is the most bipartisan thing that I could ever think of, right? It's a level playing field for everybody. Now, I said that Democrats need to step up their game, and look what's happening. California, stepping into the ring, trying to get some clarity around around this market, around this space, for at least for Californians. I think this will start a cascade effect to other states that will start, because they see, the midterms are coming. These governors, the senators, representatives, they know that this is a big issue, right? And it's a big issue among young people. And that's how you win votes right now. That's how you win elections. You get the young vote, right? Because usually they don't vote, right? You can't, it's so hard to get them to the polls because young people just don't vote. When I was like 22, 23 years old, I wasn't into politics. I was partying. I was in college. I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I was so distracted with my life that I didn't even think about politics. I think this day and age, more young people are getting involved. And if you give them an issue like crypto to get to the polls, they will. And if you give them a reason to vote for you, they will. So I think you're going to see more of this happening, right? And it's a very smart move by the California governor, even though, I don't really agree with most of what he does. I don't think most people agree with most he does, but, this is one issue I can back up. But just this coinciding with Ripple double downing and keeping their headquarters in San Francisco, this is just a telltale sign of where this is all going, right? If California moves to embrace crypto and, SEC loses this lawsuit with Ripple, I've been saying many times on this channel, Ripple will be the biggest company in the world, guys. Mark my words on that one. It's if you think about it, where it's at, right? The crypto market is going to be, 5 to 10 years down the line. Where do you think everything's going to be? It's all the financial system is going to run on crypto. Blockchain technology is going to change the whole world of finance, and Ripple is positioning themselves to be the headline front runner, basically central bank of crypto. Do you see where that is all going? Do you see how much money is involved here? Anyway, moving on. So this is a thread I saw John Deaton. This was a couple days ago, I think, but it spoke to me because this is the way the SEC, I think, went about when they started this lawsuit with Ripple. They were really attacking, the executives at Ripple, and they were attacking the XRP community, and they kind of try to divide us. And when this lawsuit came down, you saw a lot of hate towards Ripple and XRP. You saw, Vitalik Buterin call it a shitcoin. You saw, all the Bitcoin maxis were out calling, this is what should have happened. The SEC is doing the right thing here, going after Ripple and XRP. And look what it's like. We were telling you guys from day one that this is not what you're attacking them wrong. You guys should be all against the SEC here. They're not going to just, end with Ripple and XRP here. They're coming after exchanges. They're coming after all of crypto. And they didn't believe us back then. And now, obviously, they are now because, look what you saw yesterday. The SEC with Gary Gensler just doubled down their efforts on this crusade against crypto. And now they're basically starting a war. Before it was like a battle. Crypto was fighting back and forth, but now, the SEC really is doubling up their group in the SEC to attack crypto. And like I said, the XRP community, when they came after Ripple in the beginning, we said this is not going to start. This is not going to end with just Ripple. You better get your ducks in order because they're coming after everybody. They should have joined forces with Ripple in the beginning, and we'd all be in a better place right now. But they wanted to take, be their tribal selves, Bitcoin maxis, and take a hit at Ripple and XRP holders when this came down. But we're not laughing about it anymore, right? And here's the thing that the SEC kind of started this beef, right? So listen what John Deaton said here. Divide and Conquer 101. When I first read the SEC's complaint with Ripple and the XRP, I warned it was written in a way that would divide the crypto community. Although there isn't one allegation of fraud or misrepresentation, the SEC used fraud-like language for obvious inflammatory reasons. Now, it worked. Media pundits and XRP haters jumped all over it. For months, public perception was the SEC was claiming fraud. Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, fighting for Ripple's existence, reacted and claimed American innovation was being stymied in favor of Chinese technologies. Now, this was the big thing. This is the thing you hear from Anthony Pompliano and other Bitcoin maxis out there saying, oh, well, Brad Garlinghouse is calling Bitcoin and Ethereum China coins now. It's all controlled by China. But what he was saying, everything in the media that is taken out of context. What he was saying, this was 2 years ago, was that why come after XRP, an American, or Ripple, an American company, when you have Ethereum, Bitcoin, basically controlled by China miners? Because at that time, over 65% of miners were centralized in China. So, as much as some people say that's not an issue. I think it's a huge issue. If you have most of the miners, especially 65+% in one country, that means that country kind of has control over the blockchain. That's just the way it works. I mean, that's not just me saying that. That's many people will agree with me. But since then, obviously, China banned Bitcoin, and those miners are now elsewhere. But that was just what Brad Garlinghouse said at the moment, right? That was 2 years ago. Now they're using that statement against Brad Garlinghouse, trying to say that Ripple is claiming that Bitcoin is China controlled, while announcing like all these headlines that came out after that. This is 2 years later. They're still trying to badmouth Brad Garlinghouse in this way. So Anthony Pompliano and others in the Bitcoin community struck back. Even Vitalik Buterin, who tried to intern at Ripple, by the way, back in 2014, called XRP a shitcoin. It doesn't take much to stir up the tribalism pot. The Chinese comment was 2 years ago when 65% of mining was in China. But still today, we see all these basically, one after another, just hit piece on Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse. So the divide and conquer strategy works. Pissed off at gross appearances of impropriety, coupled with Ethereum getting a free pass, many XRP holders say they can't wait for the SEC to go after ETH. Bitcoin maxis welcome the SEC overreach and enforcement because Bitcoin is safe. Personally, I will never welcome or celebrate the SEC attacking any crypto. Other than a pure ICO, I don't believe the SEC has jurisdiction over the crypto market, and it should be left to the CFTC and FinCEN. Both have brought cases involving crypto, including FinCEN versus Ripple, which was back in, I believe, 2015, where FinCEN called Ripple a digital currency, a virtual currency, I think it said. I've been called the XRP attorney because I sued the SEC and called out the gross overreach. But I've repeatedly said if the SEC had sued Vitalik or Joe Lubin and the Ethereum Foundation claiming today's Ethereum was a security, I would be suing the SEC just as I have sued over XRP. Although I want an investigation into the conflicts, I do not want the SEC to go after ETH. The fact is, the token itself is never the security. Remember that, guys. That's the thing about the Howey test. The token itself is never the security. The orange, it was never the security, right? That's the whole Howey test, was the orange grows in Florida. The orange itself is never the security. So the token itself is never the security. That's why it's so crazy that the SEC is trying to claim that XRP itself is the security. They'll never win that battle. A token is alphanumeric software code. The mere fact that we can stake or collateralize our crypto causes it to fail the Howey test. Now, the biggest threat to crypto remains toxic tribalism. If you welcome government overreach simply because it doesn't involve your token of choice, you're part of the problem. If you hate Ripple or its executives or truly believe XRP is a shitcoin, you should still hope the SEC fails. Bitcoin maxis have a saying that Bitcoin will fix anything or everything. If true, they shouldn't welcome SEC overreach, especially so-called libertarians. When I see maxis celebrating the SEC for going after other tokens, I see insecurity over a desire to secure Bitcoin at the top of the crypto mountain. If Bitcoin fixes everything, Bitcoin should destroy any competition. It shouldn't need any help from the government. To my XRP holders, there's a huge difference between holding individuals accountable versus attacking a token. Two government wrongs do not make a government right. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't promote the token and platform you believe in. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't criticize other tokens or platforms. I'm just saying challenge with substantive analysis, and don't celebrate government overreach because one day it might just reach you. I just thought that thread was perfect. I mean, it just shows you that the SEC tried to pin, using this tribalism, tried to pin the XRP community against the rest of crypto, right? By filing this lawsuit and by using all this fraud-like language, but then claiming no fraud, it just made it look like, I remember when I first read it, I was like, what do you mean? Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson are selling all this XRP on top of us? It just made it sound like they didn't care about XRP and they were just trying to make money off of the XRP holder, which was totally false. So the next thing I have here is Stefan Huber. So after all that, where the SEC is trying to pin crypto communities against each other, who's the SEC really working for? Now, JP Morgan, right? This is Stefan Huber, by the way. JP Morgan has had to pay an average of $1.6 billion per year in penalties over the past 22 years. That's their business model. I mean, it's kind of crazy that the SEC is going after all these so-called fraudulent actors and people that are, they're protecting investors. Meanwhile, you have JP Morgan, who's been scamming investors for over 22 years and getting fined $1.6 billion on average per year. But they let them just do what they want, right? They just go along with business, right? As one of the biggest, most powerful central banks in the world. It's pretty amazing. On one side of the mouth of the SEC, they're saying, "Oh, we're protecting investors. We care about investors. We care about the U.S. We care about U.S. innovation. We care about all this bullshit." And meanwhile, they're letting J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs and all these other huge, financial institutions, rob us blind. It's pretty unbelievable. It's like, that's hypocrisy 101 right there. So this is why I have no respect for the SEC. They claim to protect investors. They do nothing of the sort. They've been hurting investors and helping the likes of JP Morgan for years. And it's just so in your face now, and they don't care. They've been getting away with it for so long that they could care less that we know about it. But, I'll tell you what, and I keep saying this on this channel too, when they filed this lawsuit against Ripple, they were not ready for the power of Ripple and their attorneys, but they were not ready for the XRP community. They were not ready at all. We've been calling it decentralized justice. I mean, the power that we have pulled together within the XRP community, and we're fighting this battle as one against the SEC. I mean, I just can't say it motivates me every day to come on here and do these videos and get the information out to more and more people, because people like Digital Asset Investor and John Deaton and Mickle Markets and Stefan Huber and everybody out there. I mean, I could name tens and tens of different people out there that are doing their part. And I can't say enough about the XRP community. I'm proud to be in this community. I've been here for about 4.5, 5 years, and it just it's a proud thing to be involved in such a great community. But so the next thing, I have a couple just updates in the SEC lawsuit. So this, obviously we saw this happening. I talked about in my video yesterday that basically the SEC was asking for an extension to reply to so the SEC claimed attorney-client privilege on the Hyman email. So then Ripple is responding. So before Ripple even responds to that claim, the SEC asked for an extension to reply to a reply that Ripple hasn't given yet. Yeah, you heard me right. If you didn't understand that, I didn't understand it either. So it's like the SEC will try to delay even if it's not even time to try to delay yet, right? They're just trying to delay before they even have the option to delay. I mean, it just makes my brain hurt. So at any point in this case, it seems like the SEC will try to delay no matter what. And at this point, it's like the judges will always give them that delay. And if you were the SEC, why wouldn't you keep asking? If you keep asking and you always get it, then might as well ask every time. That's why the judge has to make a stand at some point, right? It's unbelievable. So yeah, they got their delay. So I think Ripple has, I want to say on the 12th, they have to reply to the ridiculous attorney-client privilege assertion that the SEC is trying to say about the Hyman emails. So when they file that, when Ripple files their reply, then the SEC has a week to file their reply. So here we go, another week. It's like another week, and then we're already in before you know, we're in 2026. So Scott Chamberlain says it's perfectly on the way the SEC will use this delay tactic. Expect more delay. The SEC didn't ask for an injunction precisely so there'd be no prejudice from delay. And judges want to be right, not punctual. So the court is patient. The SEC has infinite resources, and Ripple can't yet claim prejudice. The SEC can do Ripple slowly. No dates are firm. New motions will be used to extend old deadlines. Notice how every motion Ripple files to protect itself results in more motions and delay. The faster Ripple tries to go, the boggier the ground becomes. This is litigation against an unethical regulator. Exactly. I mean, it's just, this is the way the SEC is going to do it. I mean, I think we're used to it by now, but I mean, an unethical, fraudulent, corrupt agency, this is how they work. They're going to delay it because it's the only power they have, and they can do it. And like I said, if the judge keeps giving them delay, why wouldn't you just keep asking for it? So just at the end of the video, I have the quick update in the SEC versus library case. This isn't getting delayed. In the SEC versus library case, the SEC has filed its motion for summary judgment. Now, obviously, they want this library case to be over before the Ripple case because they think they can win this library case. They think they have a better chance in winning against a smaller company. Obviously, this library doesn't have all the resources that Ripple does, so it's harder for them to fight this case. So if this case ends before the Ripple case, they can set precedent, right? And then that will give them more power over the Ripple case. But I still don't think that's the case because these are two totally different lawsuits. I think that the library case really has nothing to do with the Ripple case, but I think the SEC just, they're trying to look for any type of power they can get at this point. So obviously they're going to move along with this lawsuit, and this will probably be done sometime at the end of the summer. And then obviously the Ripple case, without settlement, obviously, I think the settlement still comes in at some point in the next couple months. But without settlement, you're looking at probably end of this year, early next year. And that's just the bottom line. But I'll obviously keep you updated on everything going on in this case and with Ripple and XRP. But remember, guys, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do not take anything I write or say as financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And thanks, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.